they work very hard. They build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. What aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you damn bread. By the time the Fulanis are with you, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant.
France, this is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria can never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state, police, and every arm carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding this ragtag terror when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reported killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on daily basis. You know, women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the Middle Belt. Where Nigeria is breeding, there are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of them are today, many of those children are today (19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. That's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa sleep. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
The solution to sustain, the solution to make sure that Biafra land is secure is to make sure that Nigeria stop breeding in Biafra land. To make sure that the Biafran Defense Forces are well equipped. To make sure that all the terrorists do no longer have their field day in Biafran territory. That is the only way Nigeria will not be allowed to breed in Biafran territory. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you. Somebody disrupted my broadcast, so it went down. I know, and I have to come up again so that I'll complete this message that I have this morning. First of all, I welcome each and every one of you once again, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for rejoining again. We will continue to do what we need to do. Continue to create this awareness for our people to understand what we have at hand. This is very, very important, as you all understand. The Nigerian government, the terrorist Nigerian state, have taken a responsibility against our people. A lot of Biafrans are being disappeared. A lot of families are looking for their loved ones. A lot of communities are running away from their ancestral land. This is as a result of the terrorist Nigerian state activities in Biafran territory, pursuing people up and down. A lot of families have lost their children. A lot of children have lost their parents. That is what Nigeria is known for. That is what Nigeria brought to them. That is what Nigeria knows how to do best. Terrorism, kidnappings, displacement of communities, and burning of properties. And while Nigeria is doing and committing all these atrocities, the world is just looking and moping at them. No action has been taken against this Nigerian government. Neither has any action been taken against the politicians or the political leaders from these communities or from these states that all these atrocities is happening. As a matter of fact, there is no community in that contraption called Nigeria that is safe or free from these terrorist Nigerian state atrocities. So this morning, my wonderful people, I want to bring to the notice of the general public, though this information has been there since 2021. This husband and wife, they were taken from their home since 2021 and up to today. Their families, their children don't know their whereabouts. And you ask yourself, what is the crime of this couple? What is the crime of this husband and wife that the Nigerian state government, that the state government from Enugu State abducted this husband and wife? And up to this moment, this is 2025, 4 years after, they are nowhere to be found. Not their dead body, not any prison or any police station that you can now say that this is where they have been kept. And this is very, very sad. It is very sad that this thing is happening and everybody is keeping quiet, no uproar from their local government chairman leader, no uproar from their community head, not even their state governor. And you ask yourself why. So that is what I want to bring to the notice of the people this morning. What about if you are the one that is involved? Consider yourself, or you and your family, you find that your parents were just taken for no just cause. And 4 years, your parents have not returned. You don't even know which police station they were held. You can't account for their whereabouts. It is really, really heartbreaking. This is what people face every blessed day of their lives in that contraption we call Nigeria. This is very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. And I will read the Amnesty International report concerning this husband and wife. Because their children need them. Their families as well need them. If they have been killed, if they have been killed by the Nigerian state, they have to make their corpse available to their families for proper burial. That is how and what the custom demands. If they are in any detention facility, either in the south or in the north or in the west, the government should as well let the family know that yes, their loved ones are in such and such a place. Because all these kind of disappearances have been happening for a very long time, and nobody is being held responsible, nobody is being held accountable for all these atrocities. Nigerian government is known for their notorious undisciplined actions against unarmed civilians. When you go to the north, you see how politicians are romancing with terrorists. You see how politicians, governors are negotiating with people who are killing people in their communities. You see how the bandits are having conversation with even the governors and the leaders of such communities. But in Biafran territory, the problem the communities are having are the security agencies. They come to your community, they arrest you, and you will be no longer be found. Nobody will see you till eternity. This is the case of this husband and wife that since 2021, they were taken from their home, and up to this moment, they have not been found. They have not been found, my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters. As Nigerian government, as the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, as Hope Uzodinma, the leader of the Tiger Base, where are the bodies of all these people? And they must be held responsible, and they must have to explain to the people what happened to this husband and the wife. So, according to Amnesty reports, I'm going to read from the Amnesty report. This husband and wife, their names are Mr. Sunday Ifedi and Kalista Ifedi. Mr. Sunday and the wife were abducted by the Directorate of States, DSS. Sunday Ifedi and Kalista Ifedi, a couple from Ezeagu community in Ezeagu local government of Enugu State. They were taken from their home in Enugu on November 23, 2021 by the state security agencies. By the state security agencies. It can be the police, it can be the army, it can be the DSS. They say state security agency. They were taken from their home, from their house, from their home in Enugu State. What is their crime? You may ask. What did they do? Did they commit any crime? Did they steal anything? Did they kill anybody? Then what is their crime? Why were they taken? Why were they abducted? Because this was never an arrest. Before you can arrest somebody, you have to show your proof. You have to show that this is the warrant of arrest. So they were just seen. They just came to their house and abducted the husband and abducted the wife. According to their 21-year-old daughter, the couple were taken by DSS officials to answer certain questions. Nigeria will not cease to amaze me. They were taken to answer certain questions, bordering on what? We continue. They were taken to answer certain questions. They never returned. They were abducted because the DSS wanted to question them over alleged IPOB membership. She narrated experience of the disappearance of her parents to Amnesty International Enugu. My father Sunday Ifedi the second one is 19, is 17. There's also our cousin who was with us because her father is late. The DSS took my parents. We do not know where they are. I have not seen nor heard from them. The last information I got is that my parents were taken to Abuja. When we got there, the DSS said we could not enter. Since my parents' abduction, things has been exceedingly difficult for us. I had to drop out of school to engage in manual jobs so I can take care of my younger ones. I suddenly became both a mother and a father. The government should please release our parents. Such a heartbreaking story. What is the crime for this couple? What is their criminal activity? What did they do? They committed no crime. According to the report and according to what I read here, they said they were taken to be questioned about their involvement in IPOB activities. What is IPOB? Indigenous People of Biafra. What is their activity? Asking for the freedom of Biafra, asking for self-determination, which is not a crime under any international law, under any law whatsoever. So the Nigerian security agencies abducted this husband and wife for only the singular reason that they suspected that they are members of IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra. Is Indigenous People of Biafra a terrorist group? No. Are they involved in kidnapping? No. Are they involved in terrorism? No. Are they criminals? No. So, what is the crime of Mr. and Mrs. Sunday Ifed? What is their crime? Their crime is being Biafrans. There is no two ways about that. Their crime is that they are Biafrans and they are from the southeastern part of that contraption called Nigeria. That is the only crime that you can say that they committed. Is being a Biafra a crime? Coming from the southeastern part of Nigeria, is it a crime? It is not a crime. It is only Nigeria that criminalizes someone who comes from the southeast. And that is why those who abducted Mr. Ahmed abducted them, because to them, being a Biafran is a crime. To them, asking for freedom is a crime. To them, self-determination is a crime. But to you that is listening, you know that self-determination is not a crime. Under international law, you know that self-determination, under every law, even domestic or local or international or remote or open laws, it is not a crime to be a member of indigenous people of Biafra. It is not a crime to fight for self-determination. It is not a crime to ask for freedom. So why were these people humiliated? Why were they arrested? Or why were they abducted? And up to this moment, their children have not set eyes on their parents. The young girl of 21 years is now forced to be a mother and a father at the same time. You can imagine how heartbroken it will be for this family at this critical time that they are looking for their parents. It is very, very unfortunate that this is what people are undergoing in that contraption called Nigeria. And this is the reason why we have to call out on the leaders, on the politicians who are supposed to protect all these people in their various communities. It is quite unfortunate that all these things are happening. A man and a wife just abducted just like that. Abducted just like that. Nobody, till 4 years, nobody is being held responsible for their adoption. The government of Enugu State, the governor of Enugu State, the local government of Ezago, where they come from, the politicians from those areas, their councillors, their representatives, their local government chairmen, their PGs, all these people have to be held responsible for the whereabouts of this couple. Very, very important, because their lives also matter. The lives of this man, Ifedi and Kalista, their lives matters a lot. Their lives should matter to you, because these are humans. They deserve to live. They deserve to be with their children. What is their crime? For crying out loud, what is the crime of this husband and wife? We need to ask the Nigerian government, we need to ask Peter Mba, what is the crime that this woman and the husband committed, that you people decided to hold them hostage? You people continue to hold them hostage. What is their crime? I ask of you. Belonging to IPOB is not a crime. Belonging to indigenous people of Biafra is not a crime whatsoever. Why is the Nigerian government hell-bent on killing Biafrans, kidnapping Biafrans, abducting them? Why? Why are you making yourself instruments of destruction against the people? Why do you wake up in the morning and ihe ị ga na-eche onye ga-kidnap? Ihe unu ga na-eche onye render useless, ga-etinye in problem. That is what the Nigerian government does. They wake up in the morning They are looking for who to kill, to kidnap, to abduct, and to destroy. Why is Nigeria not respecting the rule of law? Under normal circumstance, before you can abduct somebody, in fact, this abduction does not arise. They are not criminals. This is a man who is self-employed. This is a woman who is a teacher. And they are doing legitimate business. They are doing legitimate business and they are living their life with their children. Associating with a group is not a crime. It is not a crime whatsoever. So why did the Nigerian government criminalizing their association, which is their civic right? You are free to belong to any organization of your choice. Besides, IPOB is not a terrorist organization. IPOB have killed nobody. They have committed no terrorism against anybody. So why is the state government, why is the politicians, why are the politicians going against people who are fighting for self-determination, which is not a crime whatsoever, which is not against self-determination? Why? Nigerian government, Peter Mba, Hope Uzodinma, and their likes should be meant to respond and answer to all these atrocities that they are committing in Biafra land. They should answer to them. They should answer to the people of Ezeagu. They should answer to the family of Ifedi. They should answer to the children that this woman and the husband left behind. Because these children, this family has been heartbroken. They are looking for their loved ones. They are not seeing them. They were abducted since 2021 and yet to return. Where have the Nigerian government kept them? Mba, Hope Uzodinma, Soludo, Oti, and all the rest of you, where have you kept this husband and wife? If you have taken them to Kaduna, you let them know. You let their family know. If you have also killed them, you let the family have their corpse so that they can give them a befitting burial. This is things that is happening in Biafra land. Even as it is happening in Biafra land, in Biafran territory, this atrocity, this intimidation, this harassment cannot happen in the north or in the west. In the west, it may happen, but in the north, it can never happen. The reason is that the northerners now think themselves to be the owners of Nigeria. They can do anything they like and get away with it. Nobody asks them questions. Nobody confronts them. Nobody holds them responsible or accountable for their heinous crimes. They can come to the southeast, abduct people at will, and nobody questions them because they have their stooges in Hope Uzodinma. They have their stooges in Soludo. They have their stooges in Ifeanyi Mba. They have their stooges in Oti. They have their stooges in Hope Uzodinma. That is why our people are suffering in the hands of the Nigerian security agencies. Our people suffer in the hands of security agencies for no just cause. Asking for freedom, is that a crime? Associating with any organization, is that a crime as well? The reason why this woman and the husband is still disappeared up to today is because the Nigerian government, through Peter Mba, have already signed their abduction, have already signed their death warrant. They know that nobody is going to come for them. Nobody is going to speak for them. That even if we speak, the international community will not react. That is why they can sanction the abduction of this family. And nobody, actually nobody, is speaking and coming for them. Their local government chairman is already a sellout. Their PG is already a sellout. The traditional leader or ruler of their community is also a sellout. Their councillor is also a sellout. So this is the reason why Nigeria must be destroyed, for people not to be experiencing all this kind of harassment, intimidation anymore. This is the reason why we have to end Nigeria. This is the reason why we have to end Nigeria, my wonderful people. We have to end Nigeria before Nigeria ends us. It is very, very important. I don't understand the reason why a husband and wife will be adopted by the Nigerian security agencies just for the singular reason that they suspected them to be members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Is that a crime to be an IPOB member? Is that a crime? I ask. It's not a crime to be an IPOB member. It's not a crime anywhere. So why is the Nigerian government criminalizing association? Why? Why? And for how long will that continue to happen? My wonderful Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to understand that Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigeria have killed a lot of people. Nigeria have destroyed a lot of families. Nigeria have rendered some homes useless. Nigeria have rendered families useless. Nigeria have destroyed properties as well. And we must do everything humanly possible to end Nigeria before Nigeria ends us. We must do everything within our power to make sure that we bring Nigeria down. Because if we don't bring Nigeria down, Nigeria will bring us down. If we don't destroy Nigeria, Nigeria is going to destroy us. Very, very important that every one of us understand that. And the fight to destroy Nigeria have already started. It is left for you to now join hands to make sure that you join and support the fight against Nigeria. That fight against Nigeria, you must join hands to support it. Very, very important. Because a lot of families have lost their loved ones as a result of one Nigeria. A lot of communities have been burnt down as a result of one Nigeria. A lot of parents have lost their children as a result of Nigeria, just like children have lost their parents as a result of these atrocities of the Nigerian state. So Nigeria destroys families, have destroyed families, and will not stop destroying families until we bring Nigeria down. It is everybody's responsibility if you are a lover of freedom, if you love freedom, if you want to be free as a people, if you want to be free as a people, Nigeria must be destroyed for freedom to emerge. Nigeria must not be allowed to exist. Nigeria must not be allowed to exist. Very, very important. If you understand what freedom is all about, you should understand that you can only be free when Nigeria is not working, when Nigeria is destroyed, when Nigeria do not exist. That is only when you will be free as a people. That is the key. As long as Nigeria continue to exist, continue to support one Nigeria, you are not going to be free. That is why we, the Biafran people, we have taken it upon to end Nigeria so that our people can be free. And in the process of trying to end Nigeria, which we have embarked upon, and there is no way we are going to go back. The reason why Nigeria must be ended is because of these atrocities that you see Nigeria committing in Biafra land. Abducting this family is one of the reasons. Islamization is one of the reasons. Kidnapping is one of the reasons. Terrorism is one of the reasons. Name it. A lot of atrocity that the Nigerian government are committing in Biafra land. It is the reason why Nigeria must be destroyed. A lot of atrocity that the Nigerian government are committing in our territory. This husband and wife that have been adopted since 2021, it is a very good reason for Nigeria to be destroyed. It is a very good and valid reason for everybody to support the end of Nigeria. And we must do that. We must support the destruction of Nigeria. Very, very important. How can we continue to live in a country where nobody appreciates you, where the government is not even concerned about you, where the government is not protecting you? How can you live in such an enclave where your lives do not matter? And the men and women that have taken it upon themselves to protect our land are here, to prevent all these abductions from happening. And we will continue to do that. So, Biafrans, this is what is happening in Biafran territory. And we must make sure that we fight against it. We must make sure we do everything humanly possible to end Nigeria before Nigeria ends us. Very, very important. Having said that, let me see. Today, I'm getting some kind we must do everything to end Nigeria.
I want you to understand that
Forget whatever that is going on social media. Forget whatever that the Nigeria terrorist states are saying on social media and behaving on their National Assembly. They know that the game is over. I am telling you the fact. The northern Nigeria know that the game is over. I know what is going on within them. The presidency of Nigeria know that the game is over. The Senate President Akpabio knows that the game is over. The only people that do not know, or maybe they are just skeptical, are the gullible one Nigerians who are believing in the Nigeria terrorist army that they have the capability to eliminate Biafrans, not knowing that I actually lost the war already before even the war started.
Nigeria will continue to lose, even while they are coming to our communities, our land, to abduct our people. We will continue to fight them until they are no more. We will continue to engage Nigeria because of their atrocious activities against our people. Nigeria must never be allowed to breed in our land. Never. Nigeria must never be allowed to breed in our land. Because if they are allowed to breed, they will continue to commit atrocities in Biafran territory. We will not allow them to breed in our land. Our people have been killed for no just cause. Our people have disappeared, kidnapped. The Nigerian government atrocities against our people is so numerous, and that is why everybody must join hands to make sure that Nigeria no longer breeds in Biafran territory. We will never allow them to breed in our land. Never. Never allow them to breed in our land anymore. We will never allow them to breed anymore in our land, because they have committed a lot of atrocities and continue to commit atrocity in our territory, and we will not allow them.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans. This is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state police, and every arm carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the Middle Belt, where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of them are today, many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
So, Biafrans, I want to really appreciate every one of you. Today's broadcast, I started with a lot of hitches, and because of the network issue, but I thank God I've been able to complete today. Tomorrow, we have to start. We have to, continue tomorrow. But I want you all to understand that the time we are here now is a very dangerous period and a very dangerous time. And we must continue to do the needful to create this awareness for our people to understand and call out all those who are responsible for the atrocity that is happening in our land. Mr. and Mrs. Ifedi, that the Nigerian government abducted since 2021, they are not still yet back to their various families. And this is really heartbreaking. It's really very sad that Nigerian government can go at any length to keep the children away from their parents just for the singular reason that they are, affiliated or they support or they belong to IPOB, which is not a terrorist organization, or just because they are asking for self-determination, which is not also against any international law whatsoever. So having said that, I want to really appreciate everybody who joined me this morning. I say may Chukwu continue to strengthen each and every one of you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Like and share, and make sure that this information or this broadcast that we make, once it go out there, you don't know who may get hold of it or who may listen to it and act upon it. That is the reason why necessary it is, to share every vital information concerning Biafra. So having said that, I want to appreciate our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and our Acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. I also salute the Information Minister, Mazi Sonny Akparawa, and the Biafran Republic government in Ezra media personnel, my fellow comrades. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I salute the Biafran Defense Forces. I appreciate them for all the wonderful work they are doing to making sure that Biafra land, our women and children are protected. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you who is supporting the government to make sure that the defense of our land is sacrosanct. Thank you. And goodbye from here. Airborne. Ndewo nu Chineke.